Forgive me, I've got my hands full with my daughter Claire. The interesting thing about being a new parent is it gives you perspective, changes your view. Prior to having a child, I think that I was a little bit cynical when it came to parents, parental involvement, and the like. Because my whole thing was, you just need to do it. Get up and go, be where your kids are. But being a dad and not being able to get to sleep at night, having to go to work, and then coming back home and having to put in the time necessary with the child, I get it. I know it's hard. It's hard for you all to get up in the morning, drive an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours to work, come home, drive another hour and a half, 2 hours home, prepare a meal, tend to a child, get some rest, and do it all over again. It's hard. I know it is. And I don't want you to think for one moment that I don't think about that when it is, or I'm thinking about that when it is that I'm going to say what it is I'm going to say. There's no sugarcoating the numbers that you have seen. We are at absolute rock bottom. It is bad. There's no way to look at it and make it look any better. We used to laugh at Allendale because they were the worst. And guess what we are now? We are Allendale County. I'm a product of Williamsburg County School District. So is Ms. Rush. She was a year ahead of me. We started out at Williamsburg Blakely. She graduated from C.E. Murray. I graduated from King Street Senior High. What we have now, when I graduated, 92, 25, 26 years later, is God awful, ladies and gentlemen. We don't have any college prep or honors classes or AP classes. Let me tell you a quick story. When I was in school, I was really smart. At least I think I was. You know, I was lazy, but I was smart. And when I got to college, you have to take a college exam that tells you where you are. Okay? I took that exam and I ended up in an 099 math class. That is a remedial math class. Now, I'm in school with kids from places that I hear are just the worst of the worst. They're from Compton, they're from Newark, they're from Patterson, New Jersey, they're from slums in St. Louis, but they ran circles around me mathematically. And I was ashamed of that 099 class, to the point where I'd study the night before and take that book and go to the building where my class was and put it up in the ceiling tiles and hide it for the class the next day so no one would see me carry that book. Now, I soldiered on and I made it. But can you imagine what it's going to feel like when we got a young man or a young lady that graduates from Williamsburg County School, gets to college, and ends up not in one 099 class, but all of them? Yeah, you have to dig deep, but it's not their fault. We have failed them. Let me say it again. We, meaning me and you, have failed them. Now, I don't like excuses, and I'm not going to make them, and I'm not going to tolerate them. But I'm going to tell you some of the excuses you're going to hear as to why things are. Oh, we can't pay the teachers. We never were the highest paying district in the state. And my name is Cezar McKnight, and I'm the state representative in my office at 105 East Main Street in Lake City. If they want to see me, come see me on Mondays and Fridays. If not, I'm in Columbia Tuesday through Thursday. And what I'm saying is it's their fault. They have created a poisonous environment, and every good teacher you know that has worked here is either leaving or left. Now, let me tell you some truths, because myself, Senator Sabb, and Representative Anderson saw fit that things were bad. Our state superintendent of education, Molly Spearman, sat myself down and Senator Sabb in a small room. And the things that she laid out to us scared me. We got, what was it, $500,000 or $1 million for the Race to the Top grant to buy computer equipment, of which $300,000 of it's missing and no one can account for it. We were in the bottom 5 as of last year, and when you get to the bottom 4, the state takes you over. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to throw cold water on anybody, but if you think running to the charter school is going to save you, ours is one of the worst performing in the state. You're drowning right with us. So we said we have to do something. What can we do? It's not our responsibility. I'm the state representative. Education's not what I do. Neither is it Senator Sabb, and neither is it Representative Anderson. But we said we had to do something. What could we do? We decided to put 2 additional people on the school board. At large, meaning they got to run the whole county. Everybody got to vote on them. That's what we decided to do. Okay, sound good, right? You know what our school district does? You know what they do with your tax money? They went out and hired lawyers and sued myself, Senator Sabb, and Representative Anderson to keep our 2 new school district members off. Rather than hiring more reading coaches, finding certified teachers, or figuring out how to keep us out of the bottom 4, they want to litigate. Not only that, but they called every sitting member of the South Carolina House of Representatives and told them not to vote on our legislation. Yes, they did. Now, they lost because that bill passed unanimously. They filed their lawsuit and got that beaten too because it's over. But that's where we are. And let me just tell you, and I'm an elected official too. When I ain't doing what I'm supposed to, you do what you're supposed to, and that's get rid of me. Okay? I like going to Columbia. I like doing what I'm supposed to do, but I don't work just for myself. I work for you. I am your state representative, just like they are your school board members. And if they don't do what they're supposed to do, you do what you're supposed to do, just like I told you to do to me. Okay? No one is coming to save us. We are going to have to save ourselves. Okay? There ain't no magic money coming. Ain't nobody riding in. We are going to have to do it ourselves. And now, I sit there every day. Everyone asks me, Representative McKnight, we need some new jobs. We really do. And I sit in the room with people with jobs. But when you ain't ready, you got to sit down and be humble. So I can't walk over to the president of Boeing and jump all in him while you ain't in King Street. Because all he got to do is say, well, come on. If I build it in King Street, let me use your vernacular. Nobody from there can walk there. You know how bad it is when we only got 1 kid in the whole district meeting all 4 parts of the ACT? Ladies and gentlemen, the ACT is the easy standardized test. The SAT is hard. So if we're getting killed on that, we're dead on the SAT. Now, you say, well, what can I do? 1, you can start coming to school board meetings. Now, I understand it's hard because the school board, for some reason, loves to have meetings at 5:30 or in the middle of the day when they know that you and I are working. But if you can start to come, you need to come. You need to come. You need to show up and you need to show out. And you need to ask hard questions. See, all of this thrives upon how our community is. We're so nice and kind and easygoing and don't want to shake nobody up or smash nobody's toes. We're about to lose another generation of kids It's time for pitchforks, torches, and battering rams. It is. Because you know where your baby's going without an education. I can tell you. Attorney Harvey can tell you. What's the stat that we all know? 95% of everybody we represent in criminal court does not have a high school diploma. It's an absolute fact. You're going to jail without one. You're going to jail without one. And if you don't get the necessary skills for life, it's going to be hard for you. You can't be a man without them. Men are providers.
Amen.
They provide. They don't live off of women. Now you can clap all you want, but ladies, you enable them because you tolerate them to come.
That's right.
We only do what y'all let us do. So I say all that to say this. Our men can't provide if they are not educated so they can go out to work. And I'm going to tell you this. College is not for everyone. Let me say that again. College is not for everyone. A 4-year degree does not necessarily mean that. I'll give you a perfect example. Plumbers. I guarantee you right now, you go home and your toilet back up, you're spending every penny you got to get it clean. Right now, Sunday. Right now. And your heater air goes off, guess what? You on the phone begging and will go give them your body. That is a skill that you can have as a man or an industrial young woman that you can make a fine living off. Okay? Yes, I'm a lawyer. Great. Law school ain't for everybody. It almost wasn't for me. I almost thought I had to buckle down. But I'm telling you that just because you can't be a lawyer or a doctor, that doesn't mean you're not successful. That you're not a contributor to society. We're dying for people with skills, with machine skills. Do you know how much money a welder makes? See, we've gotten this mindset, oh, if they use their hand, he ain't nothing. Yeah, he's something. He's rich. What's the problem? So I'm saying to you right now that you must demand of our school district better. Yes, it's great Hemingway wins the championship in basketball. I like taking them boys to Ruth Chris. That was a good meal. But I'd much rather be giving a lot of them some money so they can ride up to Harvard and see what school's like. We're not going to get those jobs that you all want here without it. We live or die with our school district. There's nothing we can do to make it better unless we get some better numbers. Now, the other thing you can do, because I know it's hard and I have to do it, when you come home with little children, especially little busy ones like this one, you got to pull them aside and you have to read to them. And I'm going to really step on some toes in a minute. I'm going to say something. The next time you say something to a kid, when they're carrying a book and they speak well and you tell them they talking white, you are crippling them. You're crippling them. White people don't have a lock on intelligence. That's not unique to them. Asian people are smart. I meet a whole lot of Africans and they're very smart. Seems like we the clique that think being dumb is it. No, it's not. Read to your children. Read to them. The little ones especially. By the time, because we all know it, and there are teachers in here that can tell you. They get to kindergarten, they got kindergartners coming there, the little kids can't speak. All you can do is grunt, point, and dance. How do you expect a teacher to work with them? They're teachers, not miracle workers. What do you want them to do? So there's some accountability here. And it falls on everybody. Everybody's at fault. But it can get better. Guess what? Ain't got no choice. It's as worse as it can get right now. So, we sit there, myself, Senator Sabb, Representative Anderson, do whatever it is we can to help you. Now, it's hard when you go to the State House to tell those people, a lot of them, who are just so wealthy and so out of touch. You know, I tell them, quite frankly, I still have people in my legislative district that use the bathroom outside, and they don't believe me. I tell them right now that I can take you in any part of this county and show you people that are running one drop cord to another house so they can have lights and heat. And they don't believe me. Now, it is not fair at all, in any way you stretch it, that you're able to build a $72 million high school in York County. That's right, just a high school. 9 through 12. $72 million. I'm sorry, Jeannie, help me. That's greater than the annual budget of Williamsburg County, is it not?
Yes.
By exponentially greater. Why is that? Because of the way that we fund education in South Carolina. We do it by the property tax base. Well, guess what? I got my property tax notice. I know you have. And you're paying a whole lot for a whole less. And you can't afford to be taxed anymore. The way that we're going to have to do, and we're trying to push on the state level to change the way that we fund education to make it uniform. And you go to states other than this, and primarily states outside of the South, and you'll see that that's the case. Go to Kansas. Kansas is ruled just like us, except it's flat with no trees. Town smaller than Hemingway and King Street. You ride up, they got brand new high school. Like, how did that happen? All you got is wheat fields. Because of the way they fund education. That's the problem. And it's not right that your kids, my kids, or any of the children in this area are going to have to go to school as 50 years old with no teachers. And I tried to tell them, I said, yeah, you live good in Greenville. You live good at Myrtle Beach, along the coast. But you're never going to be as good as you can be because we're holding you back. And we're holding you back because you like to try to ignore the middle part of the state. But you can't fix what you won't face. And it's not going to get better unless you face it. So there's a push to try to change the way that we educate people in South Carolina, but there's just the powers that be that just seem to like the way that it is. And there's some people that don't even like public education. They believe, well, pay for your kids, and if you can't, well, whatever. There's that attitude. So what I'm telling you is I'm begging you, help us help you. Get involved. Come to that school board meeting. Don't take no for an answer. Look, I'm a politician. I know how to brush it off. You call me, oh yeah, got I'll call you back. Whatever. But guess what? If you're persistent, there comes a time where I have to answer to you. And even if ultimately I don't answer to you, because you can do it this coming June, if you don't want me no more, you vote, whatever, write in Donald Duck, whatever. You can fix it. And we need you to fix it and participate in it. It's bad. You think about it. Even if you don't have any children, having a bad school district causes your property value to what? Decrease. The number one, when you go on Zoom or whatever the website is to look at the value of houses, the first thing pops up is what? School district. School district. And once upon a time, people say, oh, I'm going to run over here to C. Murray. C. Murray grades just as bad. Hemingway just as bad. King Street just as bad. There's no way to run now. And guess what? Yes, our friends that can afford to go to the academy, they may get whatever education, but guess what? They hurt too, because they got to drive just as far for them to go to work, and their house depreciates just like yours. It's here, ladies and gentlemen. And what's the outcome? What are we facing? They come in and take over the school district, which is going to be God knows what. We've got to fix it. There's no turning back now. There's no way to get around this. If you stick your head in the sand and think it's going to go away, it won't. It won't. And it doesn't matter whether you're Republican or Democrat, black or white. This county is where it is. And we are facing, and just look around us. We're like the desert in the middle of opportunity, right? You cross the Santee River going south towards Berkeley County. Berkeley on fire. You get to Florence. Boy, let's slow down before you get to Alligator Road because the traffic is down. It's down 52.
Amen.
Manning's doing well. Everybody else doing well except us. Now they got their problems. They have, but for the most part, they don't. And that's because they have good schools and they have good leadership. And I'll say this: some of you need to also step up and potentially run for office and run for the school board. You have to. If you don't like what's going on, you either make the people in power be accountable to you or get rid of them. That's it. And I know that's bad for me to say because I'm one of the people in power. And so it sounds like I'm encouraged. And hey, so well, if I got to go by the wayside, then so well that be too. But you cannot allow this to go on. I can't fight with you. I can't fight for you with this. You're asking me to make bricks without straw. So when I go and I sit there, and then the other thing we have to do too, ladies and gentlemen, is the few businesses we get, we got to stop finding fault with them. I'll give you a perfect example. Just like you sit at home at night and Google stuff, there's some rich guy with a business that sits around and he Googles, I want to put me a plant somewhere. I heard of you. I went hunting last week in King Street. King Street, that's business. And every time you see a business come up, you see local communities up in arms about the business.
Yeah.
What's he gonna say? I can find some people that will welcome me. And I'll tell you another thing, ladies and gentlemen, and I don't mean to step on any toes. We have to work the jobs that we have. Because I talk to the people at Sykes, and you know what they tell me? And I can't defend it, because I go in there like, they're not hiring our people. They tell me the same thing. When bike week come, they can't find nobody to work. And people will quit, and go to the beach to pay $400 for a room with bed bugs. They'll quit. You know what the owner of Palmetto Synthetic tells me? I'm dying to find some people to do overtime. I can't. Why? Because they want to watch football on Sunday. You got to pay the price to be the boss. And you ain't there yet, so you need to do what you need to do. Okay? I know everybody wants to. I'll just use myself. You may want to do what I want to do, but you can't live your life by my highlight reel. You don't know what it took to get here. You didn't have to eat. You didn't have to drink water and go to sleep and hope for something to eat in the morning. Now, if you're not ready to pay the price to be the champion, don't jump in the ring. And don't blame anybody else for your personal shortcomings. You're going to get the opportunity. Everybody going to get the chance. You just got to be prepared for when it comes. You don't know what's going on. So you want to go to the beach and kick it where they don't want you anyway? And you can go broke and come back and be unemployed for the rest of the year? Okay, that's fine. So that means, because I got to tell you, for me, from a business model, that works for me because that means you're going to steal something, hustle, so you can get busted. And I don't take dope cases for less than $5 grand off the muscle. Sorry, bad. Please. Doward is bad for business, by the way, because he does a great job as public defender. And I'm hoping he finds something else to do so life will get better again, like it used to be. But if you're going to hire me, it's $5 grand for a criminal defense case. I'm sorry. She demands it, all right? So, what I'm telling you is just please, you ain't got to be perfect. I'm not. I do foolish stuff too. But when it's time to take care of business, it's time to take care of business. Okay? Yeah, you're going to stumble. Yeah, you're going to fall. But make the small mistakes, not the big stupid ones. And you'll be all right. It's not, it took us a long time to get here. It's going to take us a long time to get better. But we can get better, and we need to start right now, because if we don't, you're going to see fewer and fewer little kids in this church, and pretty soon it's going to be all old people like us, and we're going to be wondering what. Thanks.